Okay, fine. I think you people can hear me. That's not a problem. Today we are going to do Navy bias. Okay, and even we are going to solve one problem. And even this problem is very crucial for your internals. Okay, those who are come today for the class, they will understand the importance of the internals because I'm going to solve a problem. Okay, so there is a people know we studied a lot of things about text mining in yesterday's class, and today we are going to deal with Navy BIAS and even SVM. Okay, so as you people know, Navy BIAS technique is a supervised machine learning technique. Okay, what is the meaning of supervised machine learning technique? You people know, whenever I say supervised, there is we are going to have a past data. Okay, so when I say past data, some data which is going to be already there. Okay, so then what we are going to do using this past data, okay, we are going to apply a probability theory. Okay, we are going to understand very clearly in the problem, and it's purely a machine learning technique that is going to be used the concept of probabilities. Okay, and it is going to give a prior. Zahid, make me as the host. It's a very big problem. Zahid, make me as a host. If you're listening, do it. Hurry up. I can't share the screen. Okay. Thank you, Zahid. It's a network issue. Yesterday I was in college. The network was quite good. But today from the home, you know what's the probability of network. Again, we can find the probability of the network like Navy bias or whatever. Okay. So I'm telling this is a very, very important question for the internals. And you people can go and check out the video previous year question paper where you people can see they have asked the problems. Okay, so they have asked the problem on decision tree. They have asked the problem on what we solved recently, a problem based on bread, milk, and butter. Okay, so what's that concept? I think yeah. Based on that, they have asked a question. Okay. Sorry. I'm really very sorry. I think I have not unmuted. I'm very sorry. Okay, so let me start from again from the here. Consider the given data set where we are going to apply a navy bias algorithm. Okay, and then we need to predict whether the given property is belong to some part of a fruit or not. Okay, so when I say fruit, they have given some properties like a fruit is yellowish, the fruit is sweet, and the fruit is long. Okay, so when they have taken a data set, don't bother about this data set. They have given the data set. Okay, that data set says that this question is very important for the internals, guys. Okay, the data set says that the fruit is mango, the fruit is banana, and there may be other kinds of the fruits too. Out of which, in mango, yellow fruit is 350, sweet is 450, and long is 0. Total 650. Don't bother about this total. I'm telling you again. Okay, banana 400, 300, 350. Don't bother about the total. Others is 50, 100, 150. Don't bother about the total. But the total number of fruits is 1200. Okay, out of which this total is 800, sweet is 850, and long is 400. Okay, so now we need to find out the probability that whether the given properties belongs to which fruit, whether it belongs to mango, whether it belongs to banana, or whether it is going to belongs to others. Are you understanding? So let us tell a general formula for probability is probability of A of B. If I am having two things, out of which probability of A of B is nothing but probability of B of A into probability of A divided by probability of B. This is a general formula for finding out the probability. Okay, so probability of A of B, if I am taking in general, which is equal to probability of B of A into probability of A divided by probability of B. Now I need to find out the probability of mango. Okay, whether the mango is the fruit which is yellowish, sweet, and long. Are you understanding? See, this is a very clear thing. What I'm saying is, if you are a human being, you will see and tell this is a banana, this is a mango. Even though you can say by tasting, this is a banana, this is a mango. Even by seeing also, you can say this is a banana, this is a mango. But when you feed such data set to the machine, are you understanding? Machine is a human-made device where I need to feed the instructions. When you are going to feed such instructions to the machine, okay, what happens? What happens when you feed such instructions to the machine? Okay, so the thing is, machine can't able to understand it. It is only going to understand the instructions. So now instructions is I need to find out what is the probability of the given property yellow, sweet, long, which is equal to x. For example, if I'm taking x for mango, okay, so what is the probability that the fruit is mango? What is the probability that the fruit is banana? What is the probability that the fruit is other? I need to find out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is probability of x means what? The whole for mango. But first I need to find out what is the probability that it is yellow out of mango. Are you understanding? The given fruit is mango and it is yellowish. What is the probability that I need to find out? Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to apply the formula like general formula. What is that? Probability of mango. Okay, like same formula. Okay, probability of B of A into probability of A divided by probability of B. In the same fashion, probability of mango of yellow into probability of yellow divided by probability of mango. So now you people can see probability of mango out of yellow. Okay, yellow is 350 divided by total yellowish is 800. In mango 350 are yellow color, total is 800 into probability of yellow. Okay, probability of yellow says is total yellow is 800 out of how many number of fruits? 1200 number of fruits. Are you understanding? Total number of fruits is 1200, out of which 800 are yellow. So 800 divided by 1200. Total divided by what is the probability of B? Probability of B is probability of mango. Total mango is how much? 650. Out of which 1200, 650 is the mango. So 650 divided by 1200. Are you understanding? So now cancel whichever you can cancel. So 800, 800 goes, 1200, 1200 goes. So 350 divided by 650, which is equal to 0.53. Means you are saying that mango yellowish is 53%. Okay, mango yellowish color is 53%. Similarly, if people find out probability of sweet out of mango, how many number of fruits are sweet in mango, that is what you are finding out. So now you people again apply the formula, probability of mango of sweet into probability of sweet divided by probability of mango. So now again, probability of sweet is how much? 450 out of 850, right? Into probability of sweet, out how many number of the sweet is there? 850. Out of how many number of fruits? 1200. Divided by probability of mango. What is the probability of mango? 650 divided by 1200. So again divide. Are you understanding? 850 goes 1200. Remaining is 450 divided by 650, which is going to give me 0.69%. People can say 69% are sweet in mango. Okay, similarly apply for long. Okay, probability of long out of mango. You need to apply this for mango, then for banana, then for others, to check out whether the given properties belongs to which fruit. Okay, so now probability of mango out of long into probability of long divided by probability of mango. You people can see the whole things becomes zero. Why? Because the mango long is zero, because mango is not long like banana. The mango is short. Okay, don't say something like you in mango there is some fruit like totapuri, baiganpalli. Okay, just they are given the data set, right? So we are going to work on the data set. Okay, I think somebody would have text me, sir, in mango there are different kinds of fruits. In that the baiganpalli is too long. Okay, the totapuri is too long. Yeah, but we are purely dealing on the data set, and the people who are giving the data set, they decided that mango is no more long, so they are given 0. Now everything out of mango long becomes 0. Okay, so now I need to find the probability of mango. So when I applying the probability of mango, which is equal to probability of this is a product, of all. This is a product of long, sweet, and what is one more thing property? Long, sweet, and yellow. So now I need to multiply everything. So probability of yellow out of mango into probability of sweet out of mango into probability of long out of mango. So now what happens? If I multiply 0.53 into 0.69 into 0, what is my answer? 0. Then I can come to a conclusion that the given fruit properties doesn't belongs to mango. So the given fruit is not a mango. I can clearly say the given fruit is not a mango. Okay. Now let us find out with the second data set. I need to go for banana. Now probability of y of b I am taking. Are you understanding? Y of b. Y of b means y of b is a probability of y of yellow. Okay, probability of y of sweet, probability of y of long. But first I need to find out the probability of y of yellow, banana, y of b, probability of y of s, probability of y of l, or even y, or you take b. Okay, let me take b only. Okay, so now when I apply the same thing for probability of y of b, okay, y of b, I'm going to get 1. People can check out. So what is the formula? Probability of b of y into probability of, what I can say, probability of b of y, okay, into probability of y, okay, divided by probability of b. Okay, so again you take this data set and try to find out. One is 450 divided by 800 into okay, so what is the next thing I need to apply? 400 divided by 800. So there 800 divided by 400, 400, there everything gets cancelled, and again I need to apply for whole 800 divided by 1200. Okay, so that again whatever cancels, I will get the answer as 1. You people can try out. Okay, if you are having doubt, I will also solve, not a problem. 1. So when I say probability of banana is sweet is 0.75. When I say probability of banana is long is 0.87. 101%. I'm telling you, apply the same formulas which we applied for mango, and if people try out for banana, you will get the same answers. Okay, so now the probability of banana is all the product of this 1 into 0.75 into 0.87, which is going to say me 0.65. This type of fruit belongs to banana. Yes, because it is not 0, it is 65%. Based on that, I can say yes, it is a banana. When I go for others, again you apply the same for others. Okay, so others also the same. You apply the same formula, probability of, okay, yellow of others, which is equal to probability of others of yellow into probability of yellow divided by probability of others. Similarly for sweet, similarly for long. Again, the product of others of yellow, others of sweet, others of long will be the probability of others, which is 0.072, which is very, very less. Can you see? It is 0, it is 0.65, it is 0.072. Now you only can see and tell the results. Then machine can also easily tell. Machine can tell now the fruit which is yellow, sweet and long, which is none other than banana. Why? Because the mango output is 0, the others output is 0.072, 0.072. Then what is the output of the banana? Banana is 0.65. So then they came to, machine will come to a conclusion that the given fruit is clearly what? It is a banana. This is how the machine is going to do the interpretation for the given data set. Guys, this example is very, very important in the point of view of your exam or even the internals. I have given the question, no doubt about it. Okay, so try to follow this. Those who are not come for the class, I'm really very sorry for them. Okay, because you people understand how the problem to be solved. Okay, let me tell you one more time, since it's a part of your internals. I need to find out the probability of mango in general. If I say I need to find out the probability of banana, I need to find the probability of others. In order to find the probability of mango, I need to first find out the probability of yellow, the probability of sweet and the probability of long. So how I can find the probability of yellow in mango is equal to probability of mango out of yellow into probability of, what I can say, yellow divided by probability of mango. You take the values. Probability of mango out of yellow is 350 divided by 800. Probability of yellow, directly I can say yellow. Yellow is again 800 divided by total number of fruits 1200. Again the probability of mango. How many mangoes are there? Total mango is 650. Out of how many fruits? 1200. So again divide everything, we get 0.53. Similarly find out for the sweet, similarly find out for the long. This is for mango. Then you do the product, probability of long into probability of sweet into probability of yellow for mango is total probability, which is 0. Similarly apply for banana, similarly apply for others. Once you get all the outputs, see which is very high. Here according to the given input, the high is 0.65. Okay, 65%. This is very, very less, 0.072, and this is totally less, 0. Then I can, you should write in sentence, then I can come to a conclusion that based on the given properties and data set, the given fruit is banana. Right, this is how the things goes. Okay, so this is all about Naive Bayes algorithm. Guys, it's a very, very important algorithm, not only to the part of what I can say today's class. Throughout life, if machine learning you want to apply, you should know how the probability works. Okay, for the given any given data set. Now machine is going to decide, yes, when the fruit is yellow, when the fruit is sweet, and when the fruit is long, it is banana, not mango, not others. Right, so this is how Naive Bayes algorithms works. Okay, so with this we are going to start with super vector machine. Okay, so this is all about Naive Bayes. In the PPT you cannot find any problems, so which I have solved separately. So now coming back, support vector machine. Again, like Naive Bayes, support vector machine is purely a supervised machine learning algorithm. What is the meaning of supervised? Again, you know, supervised is nothing but you are going to work on the past data. Are you understanding? So you are going to work on the past data. Okay. So what is the meaning of working on the past data? Means already the ready data is there. You are going to work on this. Okay. So that can be used for both. Yeah. Out of which, okay, I can use the supervised what is it, support vector machine in order to find the classification or regression challenges. Okay. So, but basically we are going to try to plot a graph. Based on that graph, we are going to do the classifications and we are going to try to find out the or even regressions. So even I have a content for this. I left with only 10 minutes. Today I'm going to finish off SVM. And guys, you believe me, I left with only two concepts. One is web mining. Even we are having the problem on web mining. If you want to be very curious, try to find out about hits. HITS, hits in web mining. Again, there is an algorithm for web mining hits. And at last, we are having social networking analysis. Okay, that is we are going to do. So now what happens? Purely, I told you, machine learning is divided into three kinds of learnings: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So you know you have studied about unsupervised learning also, where the data comes on the present, and even supervised learning also. You people see association rules are part of unsupervised learning. Okay, so cluster analysis again, people different kinds of things you have studied. Regression is a part of supervised learning, and similarly, your SVM, support vector machine, is a part of supervised learning. Okay, basically, this supervised learning is used for classification and regression. How it is going to do the classification and regression? Now, I have given the two shapes to the model. Now, model should predict which is that shape, whether it's a quadrilateral or it's a circle, right? So it is going to do the prediction and give me the output. Again, I am going to feed the new data. Again, it is going to give the prediction. It is going to give the output. But before giving a prediction and output, I need to model the data. That is what train the data. So when I say train the data, I should tell this kind of shape is a quadrilateral and this kind of the shape is a circle to the machine model. Then only model will do easy prediction and give the output. Okay. So now how it is going to classify? Suppose people can see, yeah, if I am going to plot a graph on x-axis and y-axis, there are two classes. Which are those two classes? One class is a circle and one class is a quadrilateral. Now I need to, first thing what I need to do is I need to separate the data. This is called as opponent class. Okay, and this is called as consider class, right? Because if I am given the data as a quadrilateral, it is going to become a consider class. And if there is extra data like circle, which is going to become a opponent class. Vice versa. If I am given a circle, then it is going to be considered as a consider class. And if extra data is there like quadrilateral, then it is going to become a opponent class. Now what happened? You need to differentiate this shapes first between opponent class and consideration classes. How you are going to differentiate? You need to bring the margins, and even the margins are nothing but they are also called as decision boundaries. Okay, and the plane which is going to be there in between this decision boundary, which is nothing but called as minus d plus d plus. Okay, or you can say d minus plus d plus. Okay, d minus is the boundary which is there towards the opponent class, d minus, and d plus is the boundary which is there towards the consider class. Are you understanding the difference between consider class and opponent class? Okay, so now the line between these two, opponent class and consider class, is called as hyperplane. Are you guys understanding? And you need to find out the nearest opponent class and the nearest consider class. How we are going to find out the nearest and up? You can see one thing in common. Here, the class which is touching the line is going to be the nearest opponent class. When I say it's an opponent class, if I'm trying to find the quadrilateral, it is going to become a consider class, it is going to become an opponent class. Vice versa. If I'm trying to find out circle, then it is going to become a consider class, it is going to become a opponent class. You should understand very clearly, guys. Okay. So now what happens? The class which is touching the line, it is going to be considered as SV, support vector, which is supporting the classes. See here, this particular quadrilateral is touching the line. Then in this given class, it is going to act like a support vector. Now here in the opponent class, one shape is touching the line. Then here it is going to be called it as a support vector. Are you guys understanding? So this is how the concept of support vector comes. So whenever the data is given, now people can see one more example here. Yeah, one more example here, right? So now everything is mixed here. Unless and until you doesn't classify with a proper margin, you cannot able to differentiate between the data. So here, if you try to divide the margin diagonally, you may get mixture of shapes, right? You may get circle, you may get quadrilateral, you may get mixture of circle and quadrilateral, which is not a proper way of classification, right? So properly you need to differentiate between opponent class and consider class. Once you do the differentiation, the line between these two is nothing but called as margin. Okay, so what is the meaning of margin? Okay, so margin is nothing but it's a differentiation between opponent's class and consider class. You can even call it as D minus is the difference of opponent class. D plus is the difference of what I can say consider class. The sum of D minus plus D plus is nothing but your margin. Always support vector is going to divide the margin. Even you can see that in the PPT. Now people can see this is how we divide the margin. Everywhere margins, but is not proper margins. Okay, so that's what I am showing here in my own work. Okay, so now you people decide this is how you need to divide the margin. Are you understanding? So yeah, there are two kinds of support vector machines. One is called as nonlinear support vector machine and one more is a linear support vector machine. Now, when I say M2 is more greater than M1, okay, that is a non-linear machine. If M2 is not greater than M1, it is called as linear. See here, dividing the class, which are the two classes, opponent class, consider class, linearly, where M1 and M2 are same, margin 1, margin 2 are same. Okay, guys, I think I'm having hardly 2-3 minutes. It is not a paid version also. It's a free version. Guys, this problem which we start Navy bias, I've asked in interns, I'm clearly telling. Okay, so let me make someone as a host so that you people stay and make KP sir as a host. Okay, so I think I'm making Tabassum as a host. Okay, so when KP sir comes, kindly make sir as a host, Tabassum. Okay, so with this I'm going to continue, guys, up to web mining. Web mining is the next concept after SVM. Okay, are you hearing? Web mining is the next concept up to SVM. Up to SVM you people will be having for the internals. Okay, which is very easy, nothing to worry. I have given more problems. Kindly try to solve the problems because those problems will come in exams. Here you can write anything, but I have not missed any problem. Okay, even we have done the problem on bread, butter, milk. Okay, that's a very important problem which is asked in previous year question paper also. And even whether to give the loan or not, to apply a decision tree, even that they have asked. Regression. Okay, so everything it is then asked. So kindly my concern request